This elderly woman secretly raised a Bigfoot baby for 12 years nestled in the shadow of the Cascade Mountains. The small town of Pine Hollow wore the air of a place forgotten by time. The tall pines swayed gently, their whispers carried by the wind, while the scent of damp earth mingled with the cool, crisp air. It was here that Margaret Whittaker, a solitary figure wrapped in layers of faded wool, tended to her modest home at the edge of the forest. Her hands, weathered by years of labor, moved with a deliberate grace as she fed the chickens clucking in their pen. Margaret's eyes, deep and knowing, held secrets that even the oldest trees could not fathom. Her days were spent in quiet reflection, her only companions the forest creatures that ventured close, drawn by the promise of safety and sustenance. It was on an overcast morning, the sky hanging low and heavy, that her life took an unexpected turn. The forest, usually a symphony of rustling leaves and distant bird calls, fell silent as Margaret ventured deeper into its embrace. She had set out to gather firewood, her basket slung over her arm, when she stumbled upon something extraordinary. Amidst the fallen leaves and twisted branches lay a creature, small and fragile, its fur a matted blend of earthy tones. It was a baby Bigfoot, abandoned and alone. Instinctively, Margaret knew she could not leave it to the elements. Her heart, long acquainted with solitude, recognized the kinship in the creature's wide, frightened eyes. She gathered it gently, wrapping it in her shawl, and carried it back to the warmth of her home. As the days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, the baby grew under her tender care, its presence a secret she guarded fiercely. The bond between them deepened with each passing year. Margaret named him Wilder, a tribute to the untamed spirit that dwelled within him. Wilder was a curious child, his intelligence evident in the way he mimicked her actions and gestures. He thrived in the sanctuary she provided, his laughter echoing through the woods like a forgotten melody. Yet, the outside world was never far, its presence a constant reminder of the danger they faced. Margaret moved with caution, her eyes scanning the horizon for signs of intrusion. She knew the stories told by those who ventured too close to the forest's edge, the tales of shadows glimpsed between the trees, of footprints larger than any human could make. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting the world in shades of gold and amber, Margaret heard a sound that sent a chill through her bones. It was the unmistakable hum of a drone, its mechanical whir slicing through the tranquility of the twilight. Panic surged through her, her mind racing with possibilities. Had someone discovered her secret? She hurried to the window, her heart pounding in her chest, and spotted the device hovering above the treetops. Its camera lens, a cold and unblinking eye, seemed to search for something, its presence a tangible threat. Wilder, sensing her fear, pressed close to her side, his eyes wide with uncertainty. Margaret knew she had to act quickly. She moved with purpose, her movements guided by years of experience. She led Wilder to a hidden alcove beneath the floorboards, a space she had prepared for emergencies. "Stay here," she whispered, her voice steady despite the turmoil within. "I'll handle this." As she stepped outside, the chill of the evening air wrapped around her like a shroud. The drone hovered above, its presence a silent challenge. Margaret's mind raced, weighing her options. She could destroy it, risk drawing more attention, or attempt to mislead whoever was controlling it. Opting for the latter, she gathered her resolve and began to gather wood as if nothing was amiss, her movements deliberate and unhurried. She hoped to convey the impression of an ordinary life, the kind that held no secrets worth uncovering. Her heart hammered in her chest, each beat a reminder of the stakes. To her relief, the drone eventually retreated, its whir fading into the distance. Margaret released a breath she hadn't realized she'd been holding, her body trembling with the aftermath of adrenaline. She returned to the house, her mind still reeling from the encounter. Wilder emerged from his hiding place, his eyes searching hers for reassurance. Margaret knelt beside him, her hands gentle as she smoothed the fur along his back. "We're safe," she murmured, her voice a soothing balm. "For now." In the days that followed, Margaret remained vigilant, her senses attuned to the slightest change in the forest's rhythm. She knew their sanctuary, once inviolate, was now at risk. Yet, despite the danger, she felt a renewed sense of purpose. She had vowed to protect Wilder, to nurture the bond that had grown between them. As the seasons turned, the forest transformed, its colors shifting from the vibrant greens of summer to the fiery hues of autumn. Margaret watched as Wilder matured, his form becoming more akin to the legends that whispered through the town. He was no longer the helpless creature she had found, but a being with his own strength and wisdom. The day came when Wilder ventured beyond the confines of their home, his curiosity urging him to explore the world beyond. Margaret watched him go, her heart a mix of pride and trepidation. She knew he needed to find his own path, to discover the world that lay beyond the forest's edge. As he disappeared into the trees, Margaret felt the weight of her decision. She had given him the gift of a childhood, of safety and love, but she could not shield him from the world forever. She returned to her chores, her heart heavy yet hopeful. Years later, on a crisp autumn morning, a familiar figure emerged from the forest. Wilder, now fully grown, stood at the edge of the clearing, his presence a testament to the life they had shared. Margaret felt a surge of joy, her heart swelling with the knowledge that their bond had endured. He approached her slowly, his eyes reflecting a depth of understanding that spoke of his experiences beyond the forest. Margaret reached out, her hand finding his, and in that moment, words were unnecessary. They stood together, the forest a silent witness to their reunion. Margaret knew their time together was fleeting, that Wilder's place was among his own kind. Yet, she cherished the connection they had forged, the love that transcended the boundaries of their worlds. As he turned to leave, she whispered a silent prayer for his safety, her heart filled with gratitude for the years they had shared. In the quiet of her home, Margaret reflected on the journey they had taken. She knew the world would continue to spin its tales, that the forest would keep its secrets. Yet for her, the truth was simple: love had been enough. If you ever find yourself wandering the edges of the wilderness, remember that the world holds more mysteries than we can ever know. And so it was that Margaret's days returned to their gentle rhythm, each one marked by the subtle shifts of nature around her. The forest, ever a companion, whispered its secrets through the rustling leaves and the distant calls of birds. She found solace in these sounds, in the familiar patterns of light and shadow that danced across the forest floor. Her home, though quieter without Wilder's lively presence, remained a sanctuary. Margaret tended to her garden, the earth cool and rich beneath her fingers, a testament to the life she cultivated both within and beyond her walls. The scent of herbs and wildflowers mingled in the air, a fragrant reminder of the season's cyclical dance. Occasionally, she would wander to the edge of the clearing, her eyes scanning the tree line. She knew Wilder was out there, somewhere, living the life he was meant to lead. Her heart ached with a bittersweet longing, yet she found comfort in the knowledge that she had given him the tools to thrive. As the years passed, stories of a mysterious creature began to circulate through the town. Some claimed to have caught glimpses of a figure moving with grace and agility through the trees, a shadow among the branches. Margaret listened to these tales with a knowing smile, her heart swelling with pride at the thought of Wilder, now a part of the forest's lore. Despite the passage of time, she never felt truly alone. The forest, with its endless symphony of sounds and sights, was a constant reminder of the connection she shared with Wilder. It was as if a part of him lingered in the rustle of leaves, in the gentle sway of the trees. Margaret often found herself at her window during twilight, watching as the sky shifted from the soft glow of sunset to the inky blue of night. In these moments, she would whisper a silent message to Wilder, a wish carried on the wind. It was a message of hope, of love, and of the unbreakable bond they had forged. And so, life continued, marked by the changing seasons and the stories that wove through the fabric of the forest. Margaret's journey, though intertwined with Wilder's, was her own, a testament to the enduring power of love and the mysteries that lay just beyond the edge of the wilderness. If you ever find yourself lost in the depths of the forest, listen closely. The world is full of whispers, and sometimes, if you're lucky, you'll hear the echoes of a friendship that transcended time and space. Margaret's days were filled with small rituals, each one a thread in the tapestry of her life. She would rise with the sun, the golden light spilling through the windows, casting long shadows across the wooden floors. The air was crisp and cool, carrying the faint scent of pine and earth. She cherished these quiet moments, the stillness broken only by the occasional call of a bird or the rustle of leaves. Her garden, a vibrant patchwork of colors, was a testament to her dedication and care. Each plant was a story, a memory etched into the soil. She would spend hours tending to them, her hands deftly working the earth, coaxing life from the ground. It was in this nurturing, this act of creation, that she found solace. Evenings were her favorite, when the world seemed to hold its breath, caught between day and night. She would sit on the porch, a cup of tea warming her hands, watching as the first stars appeared in the darkening sky. The forest came alive in those hours, a symphony of sounds that spoke of life and mystery. Sometimes, she would catch a glimpse of something moving through the trees, a flicker of shadow that made her heart skip. She liked to imagine it was Wilder, weaving through the forest with the same grace and agility she had admired in him as a child. The thought brought a smile to her lips, a warm glow to her heart. The stories of the mysterious creature continued to circulate, each one more fantastical than the last. Some spoke of a guardian spirit, others of a wild man who communicated with the animals. Margaret listened with quiet amusement, knowing that the truth was far more beautiful and complex than any tale. As the years passed, Margaret found herself drawn more deeply into the rhythms of the forest. She learned to read its signs, to understand its language. It was as if the forest had become a part of her, its pulse echoing in her veins. She felt a profound connection to the land, a sense of belonging that was both comforting and exhilarating. In the end, it was not the stories or the whispers that mattered, but the love and friendship that had blossomed in the heart of the wilderness. It was a bond that transcended time and space, a testament to the enduring power of connection. So, if you ever find yourself wandering through the forest, pause for a moment. Listen to the wind as it rustles the leaves, to the soft murmur of the trees. You might just hear the echoes of a friendship that has become one with the land, a reminder that we are all part of something greater than ourselves. And perhaps in that stillness, you'll find a piece of yourself too. Margaret's connection to the forest was something she cherished deeply, a secret she shared with the land and its inhabitants. Her days were spent in quiet contemplation, tending to her garden, her fingers dancing through the soil with a familiarity that spoke of years spent in harmony with nature. The garden had become a tapestry of life, each plant a vibrant thread in the rich fabric of her world. The forest was her sanctuary, a place where time seemed to stretch and bend, where the ordinary transformed into the extraordinary. She often took long walks under the canopy of trees, the soft crunch of leaves underfoot a comforting rhythm that matched the beat of her heart. The air was rich with the scent of pine and earth, a fragrance that lingered on her skin long after she returned home. Margaret's favorite path was the one that meandered down to the stream, a gentle ribbon of water that whispered secrets as it wound its way through the woods. She would sit on the bank, watching the play of light on the water, the dance of shadows cast by overhanging branches. It was here, in these quiet moments, that she felt most connected to Wilder, as if his spirit lingered in the rustle of leaves, the call of a distant bird. The stories of the creature in the woods continued to evolve, a living folklore that grew richer with each telling. Margaret listened with a smile, her eyes twinkling with a knowledge that went beyond words. To her, Wilder was not just a legend, but a symbol of the untamed beauty of the forest, a reminder of the wildness that lived in her own heart. As the seasons changed, Margaret found joy in the cyclical nature of life. She marveled at the resilience of the plants, their ability to weather storms and flourish anew. The forest taught her patience, the art of waiting and watching, of knowing when to act and when to simply be. And so, life went on, a gentle ebb and flow of days marked by the changing light and the ever-present hum of the forest. Margaret knew that she was but a small part of this vast, interconnected web of life, yet she felt a profound sense of purpose in her place within it. Next time you find yourself on a woodland path, take a moment to breathe deeply, to listen to the stories whispered by the trees. You might discover, as Margaret did, that the forest holds a mirror to your soul, reflecting back the beauty and complexity of your own journey. Margaret's days were filled with these quiet adventures, each one a chapter in her unfolding story. She often rose with the dawn, the first light spilling over the horizon in soft hues of pink and gold. The morning air was crisp and alive, carrying the scent of dew-laden grass and the faint, sweet aroma of wildflowers that lined the edges of her path. As she walked, her senses attuned to the subtle symphony of the forest, Margaret found solace in the small details, the way the sunlight filtered through the leaves, dappling the ground with patches of warmth, the gentle rustle of a breeze through the canopy, a whispering lullaby that sang of ancient secrets and timeless wisdom. On particularly still mornings, the forest seemed to hold its breath, as if pausing to listen to the stories carried on the wind. It was during these moments that Margaret felt a deep connection to the world around her, a sense of belonging that transcended the confines of everyday life. She knew that the forest was not just a backdrop to her existence, but a living entity with which she shared a profound bond. The tales of Wilder continued to weave through the community, a tapestry of myth and memory that connected past and present. Each retelling added a new layer, a fresh perspective that kept the legend alive and vibrant. Margaret, with her gentle smile and knowing eyes, was often called upon to share her insights, her words painting vivid pictures that danced in the imaginations of her listeners. In these gatherings, she spoke not only of Wilder but of the lessons the forest had taught her, of resilience and harmony, of the delicate balance between growth and decay. Her stories were not just entertainment but a call to mindfulness, a reminder of the beauty that lay just beyond the edge of the ordinary. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting the forest in a wash of twilight blue, Margaret would return home, her heart full and her spirit light. She carried with her the whispers of the day, the echoes of a world that existed just beyond the veil of the everyday. And so the cycle continued, a dance of light and shadow, of sound and silence. The forest remained her constant companion, its stories woven into the very fabric of her being. For those who wished to join her in this journey, there was always room on the path, a place to step into the rhythm of the wild and discover the stories waiting to be told. Evenings in the forest held a different kind of magic. As darkness embraced the trees, the air grew cooler, and the scents shifted to richer, earthier notes. The night creatures stirred, their calls a chorus that filled the spaces left by the retreating day. Margaret often found herself lingering at the edge of the woods, listening to the night unfold. On one such evening, as she stood beneath the towering pines, the sound of an owl's soft hoot echoed above, cutting through the stillness with a haunting melody. The moon hung low in the sky, its silvery light casting intricate shadows that danced across the forest floor. Margaret closed her eyes, allowing the tranquility of the night to seep into her bones. She knew that each rustle and call held a story, a secret of the forest that she was privileged to glimpse. The forest, with its timeless presence, was a keeper of wisdom, a reminder of the cycles that governed all life. Margaret felt honored to bear witness to its tales, her own life a small thread in the vast tapestry of nature. The path home was familiar, yet each journey held its own surprises. Tonight, the scent of damp earth was stronger, mingling with the faint aroma of pine resin. Her footsteps were soft on the leaf-strewn ground, a gentle rhythm that matched the heartbeat of the forest. She knew the way by heart, guided by the subtle glow of moonlight filtering through the branches.